Hello friends, welcome to Easeful Heart. Today I just wanted to share a really simple couple of poses you can do to support you during pregnancy. And all of these are safe to do throughout the pregnancy, but always consult yourself or your doctor if you're concerned at all. So I'm going to be using a chair and a cushion. I'm sitting on a blanket here, just to get my pelvis up, elevated, in line with or above the knees. So don't feel awkward if you need to use a couch cushion or a couple of pillows off your bed to sit up nice and tall. When the knees can relax below the pelvis, it allows the inner groin muscles to relax, which is especially important during pregnancy, but is also helpful in everyday life. This also allows the sacrum to come in and up without that gripping sensation. And so sitting tall, just take a few breaths. Let yourself come into your belly with your breath, breathing wide and full, filling up all the space around the baby. And as you exhale, just kind of think of lengthening through your spine upward. And gently drawing the belly in on the exhalation. So on the inhalation, it's a full, wide, circular breath all the way around. And on the exhalation, it's a gentle drawing inward and upward. And we'll bring the hands just behind your pelvis, and I've got my hands up on my support. I'm going to keep my elbows bent and then move the elbows together to lift the heart. And then just gently bow the head down. So I'm lifting the chest, but I'm bowing the brain to the heart. This stimulates and supports the functioning of the thyroid gland, which during pregnancy can, because of all of the extra hormones that are being produced, can sometimes go into a funk. So breathing what's called Ujjayi breath with the chest lifted and the head bowing can be really supportive to the functioning of your thyroid and to your immune system. And so Ujjayi breath makes sort of the sound of S, or the sound of the sea. Making that sound as the breath moves through the back of the throat. And do a few more breaths this way, chest lifted, head bowed, singing through the throat, spaciousness. And we'll slowly release that. So we'll face the chair for this next one. I'm going to bring my chair kind of diagonally for you. This one, but any old chair will do. If you have an ottoman or a coffee table, that will work as well. And so we'll extend the legs out wide. And if this is really tight for you already, then prop yourself up on a bit taller of a support. We're going to bring the hands to the chair, the seat of the chair, or whatever prop you have nearby. You're going to point the toes straight up toward the sky and flex the feet and really anchor the legs downward. And then pressing the hands down, lift up through the chest. So we're just arching that upper back a little, bringing it forward and up. And you might feel, hopefully you feel some sensation in the inner groins. This is a really important place to expand for obvious reasons during the pregnancy. And so just spending a few minutes or 10 to 20 breaths in this position every day can work some wonders. It helps with fatigue, headaches, all of the above. And so reaching through my heels, I ground the legs, press the hands down, I lift the chest, and I find that Ujjayi breath again. Coming inward, pressing the legs out and down. And from here, you can bring the forearms. You might be able to fold just a little bit. So if you're using a lower support, you may not go quite as low. You want to keep lots of space in your abdomen. Space for baby. And you can even stack your forearms, and I'll make even a little bit more room for me. There we go. And release the forehead down. And so again, if this is a little too much for you, if you have tighter hamstrings, then you might work on just stretching your hamstrings out with a strap before you do this pose. And we're going to spend about 5 to 10 breaths here. Try lifting your kneecaps. So I've got the legs really active. I'm anchoring them down. Here even, I'm pressing the arms down to lengthen the chest forward, and then just releasing the forehead onto my arms. Legs down, chest up. So even though we're sort of resting here, there's a bit of activity happening. Breathing into the low belly and the low back. Spreading the toes and the soles of the feet. I can barely see my toe there, maybe. And when you come out, so spend some time in this position when you're doing it on your own. And when you come out, you can kind of walk your hands back, draw the shoulders down the back, lift the chest, so come out the same way you went in. And then we'll slowly use your hands, pull up on the inner knees to draw the soles of the feet together, and bring the hands behind you again. Press down to lift the chest, opening the knees. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths. Inhale and exhale. So it's really important we tighten up. I noticed during my pregnancy just a tightening whenever I go on a walk, which I really highly recommend, moving my body. So along with my posture practice, I like to do some walking every day or some sort of gentle cardio workout. I love to dance. And then to really balance that out and to listen to my body, to support my joints, to open and lengthen, I do an asana practice where I just hold for long periods of time and breathe, because the breath is so important. As our baby grows, the lungs get compressed a little bit because everything's moving up. And so not only is our body doing all this extra work, and so you might feel some shortness of breath, but also the lung capacity is strained a little. So it's very important to breathe fully and deeply. Oxygenating the body oxygenates the baby. And it also, oxygen helps us produce milk if you're going to breastfeed your baby. So there's so much that the breath is life, as many say, and it's so true. So I'm going to show you just 2 more stretches for this short little video. But you can feel free to reach out to me if you'd like more. So again, using the support, we'll just step the right foot forward. We're finding a lunge here. And my hands are on the support. This keeps lots of space for baby. And I'm just going to take a few big breaths. Again, really important to open the front thighs. You will probably notice some tightness in that area, even more than usual, especially if you're like me and you're trying to stay active. Or if you're staying in a seat a lot. So this is a everyday pose for me as well. Each one of these are poses I've been doing almost every day since I started really feeling my pregnancy. So drawing the shoulders back, lifting from the bottom of the belly. You find a little gentle lift, drawing the abdominal muscles, the bottom wall just slightly in and up. It's important to keep those strong without crunching the baby. So in this position is a great place to practice just drawing, exhale in and up, lifting the heart. And you can spend 5 to 10 breaths on each side. You could even stay a little longer. We're going to switch sides. And you want that front knee to be right in line with your heel. So I've got my foot all the way under my support, all the way under the chair. I'm going to ground the back pinky toe. And then this gentle lift is coming from my transverse abdominis, so my lower belly muscles. As I exhale, we'll draw that in and up. And it will help decompress the lower back. So I know if being pregnant puts a lot of strain on our lower back. on our lower back. So lunges are very important for opening up the front of the body so that the tailbone can drop down, which will decompress the lower back. Big breaths. Shoulders back. You can even use the chair here. Press down. Lift that belly up. Lift the heart up. And you might feel some pull here. And just be gentle with yourself. If it feels like too much, just back off a little bit. But use your breath and soften your jaw. And stay. Okay, so again, these are poses for you to take with you to do every day, maybe, during your pregnancy. This next one is just a forward bend. So I've got my feet pretty wide. My toes turn in a little. This allows my hamstrings to open fully. So you could have your legs, mine are past hip distance apart. You could go even wider, maybe 2 to 4 feet even. You want to maybe not past your leg length, so maybe a leg length width, depending on the tightness in your hamstrings. So if your hamstrings feel really tight, widening your stance can be really helpful for that. If you have pretty open hamstrings, bringing them a little bit closer. But during pregnancy, you do want to keep your legs, especially second and third trimester, a little bit apart, at least hip distance. But in the first, you can keep the legs closer. So from here, I'm really lengthening my chest forward, coming into a little bit of an arched upper back, a concave spine, or making my spine the shape of a smile. And if that feels like too much, just gently add that little abdominal lift, just a little bit, not squeezing the baby too much, making space with your breath, not gripping, but just gently drawing in to lengthen and soften the back. I ground my heels, I lift the bottom of the buttock, and I lengthen the chest forward between the hands. So if you have a support that's wide enough to keep your hands shoulder distance apart, do that. And just take a few more breaths. Again, if it's not enough of a stretch, you're not feeling much in your hamstrings, try lifting your toes, heels down, sitting bones up, and you can fold even deeper. You might even start to stack the arms and place your head on them. You want to keep space in your belly. So if folding puts your belly against your thighs, don't fold. Make sure you have space between your thighs and your belly a little bit. It's okay for them to touch some, but just not to squeeze. Anywhere along the way. You can be up on your elbows. And then to come out, we'll lift the heart. And slowly come all the way up. You can stand and do any more little wiggles. Take another big breath. Let's bring right hand to heart, left hand to belly, and just connect with your heart and your baby. And there's no wrong way to do this. No matter what emotions you feel coming up, pregnancy can be a very emotional time. So honor that. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up. And let your breath fill the space of the womb and fill the space of the chest as well. So inhale all the way in. And exhale all the way out. And at any point is a good time to start to talk to your baby, talk to yourself, and say kind words. You are loved, loving, and lovable, just the way you are. I thank you. And oming, or making any kind of sound, any song, vibrates the vagus nerve, which the baby's really close to, and it supports your connection with that baby through the vocal cords, as well as supports your digestion. So we'll chant Om 3 times. May your practice bring a little more ease into your life during this extremely changing time of great change. and may you have an easeful heart. Please like and subscribe to my channel down below if you enjoyed the video, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.